Why do KDP creators feel stressed and overwhelmed is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. So if you're subscribed to this channel, you probably heard me mention that I published one book and that grew into a successful coloring book business, selling tens of thousands of copies on Amazon. But when I started publishing, I felt overwhelmed just like you may be feeling or have felt. And truth be told, even after publishing, I still ran into some trials that most would also find stressful. And you always hear about the good things with self-publishing and how much money you can make, how successful people are. But no one in my circle is actually talking about the stressors or the challenges that come with the process as a KDP creator. Almost 80% of creators report experiencing excessive stress, which is one of the main reasons I created my coloring book business, because sis, it's okay to take a break. And speaking of break, I had said that in Q1 of this year, I wanted to go to a pottery class. So I finally got a chance to schedule it and it was so fun, y'all. So here I'm supposed to be making a bowl and I have to keep my hands wet and everything. But then I was told to make it taller, so I thought it was a bowl, so I'm guessing now it's a cup. And so she's going through and she's cutting it for me.
And then you can stop your video.
You can't tell me I'm not a potter. So this is what it ended up looking like. Now they have to put it in the kiln. So I want to show y'all the final product. I have not seen it yet, so I'm going to look at it with you all. I put little ridges on it. My 2 pottery pieces. Y'all, it was my first time. What do you think? Y'all think I did all right or not? Okay, now let's talk about 3 of the biggest reasons why KDP creators feel stressed and overwhelmed and need these breaks in the first place. And I'm gonna be starting with reason number 3 first. So I hear a lot of KDP creators talk about feeling stressed and overwhelmed because you're trying to make a full-time income to quit your job. And you done made all these books, put time into all these books, and you're not seeing that money that you thought you was gonna see from making all them books. Child, I get it. So back when I started publishing in 2018, people were publishing hundreds of books, hoping that this would give them a better chance of selling more books. So the idea was that if they were to publish tons of books, that you would get some of those books out of those hundreds that would actually do well. And people were making thousands of dollars a month doing this. So now you can't just simply publish a book, throw it on Amazon, and then be like, Lord, you got me. What can you do instead? You need a strategy. And I talk about how you can make sales on Amazon with no audience in this video, but essentially you'll want to make sure your foundational elements are in place with your book before you even start marketing the book. So that means you need to have a book cover that stands out, have an optimized title and subtitle. It also means that you need to do research to make sure your keywords are words and phrases that other people have already been searching for on Amazon. You need to make sure you have an optimized description, and then you need to make sure you're choosing the most appropriate category for your book to show up in on Amazon. If I had quit because I had set a goal to sell a certain amount of books and I didn't quite meet that goal, then I would have never had the chance to sell tens of thousands of books. All right, so reason number 2 that KDP creators feel stressed and overwhelmed is because you may simply just not understand the process of publishing. So you may get frustrated because let's say you try to go through the publishing process, then when you get to the end, you get an error message on your book, you resubmit the book, you get another error message. So this is causing frustration because maybe you thought your book was going to be published on a certain date, but now you're stuck at the submission process because your book can't even get approved. So what can you do instead of running into this problem of, well, I tried, but my book can't get submitted, or I don't even know how to put my book together to publish the book? So for this challenge, what I always recommend is that when you're publishing, you start with the simplest type of book, which is a journal or a notebook. And the reason this is the simplest is because usually this is just a book with plain lines inside of it. And a lot of times you could purchase that interior on sites like Etsy. I even sell a notebook interior. And it's always good if you can find someone that has done this prior to you so that they can take you step by step on what you actually need to do so you don't run into these errors when you get ready to publish your book. And also just remember, if by chance you do happen to run into the error, just know that it's not the end of the world and you can still fix the error and then resubmit your book. So then after your book finally gets approved, one thing I want you to do is make sure you celebrate that goal, because why not? And reason number 1 KDP creators may feel stressed or overwhelmed is because maybe you've been doing some research, you've been looking on YouTube and you've been seeing some videos that said my Amazon KDP account got shut down or terminated. And you're like, I don't even want to risk making all these books and then something happens to my account and then I no longer have access to any of those books, and it's just like my whole business went down the drain. Now I know firsthand how this can feel, because this exact same thing happened to me a few years back when Amazon said that there was a category issue with my book. And so what I have done in that situation is build a brand. And I did this by creating a website using Shopify. Building a brand gives you benefits of having your own platform and controlling the content, so no one can kick you off. No one can terminate your account. So you don't have that fear of, if I just publish on Amazon and something happens to my account, then what am I going to do? Because you're building your own brand and you're sending traffic to your store as well. There are simple steps to creating your own website using Shopify. And when you use my link in the description, you can start for free, and then you'll get your next month for just $1. So basically, once you set up your Shopify store, you're going to enter in all your personal information. Then you'll start setting up your product. You can tailor your website to fit your brand tone, your style, your colors, and you also have better control over your price, because when you sell on your own store, you get to keep the bulk of your money. So you're not having to split your money with Amazon. Now, you still will need to do promotion and have some type of strategy in place when you're sending traffic to your Shopify store as well. Now, I talk all about the sales strategies that I use to make multiple six figures in my coloring book business in my marketing program at Book Bag University. So if that's something you're interested in, I highly recommend you check out bookbaguniversity.com. But essentially, you can drive traffic to your Shopify store using social media. So that means Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Just go through and see what other people are doing, and then you replicate it and put your own spin on it. You can also use email marketing. I highly recommend email marketing. I always say that your email list is golden, because this is how you can directly stay in contact with your customers whenever you release a new book, whenever you want to run a sale on a book, anything like that. Your email lists are going to be your first responders. If you decide to market using YouTube and you're doing videos, you can let your email list know. Your email list is so valuable, because even as I continue to publish books, I always send a email to my list, and that is how I've been able to drive a lot of traffic directly to Amazon and directly to my Shopify store. And so these are some of the things that my website at Entrepreneurs Color 2 offers, and these are some of the pages that you will want to consider adding to your own Shopify store as well. Okay, so on my website at Entrepreneurs Color 2, you'll see the first page is the home page. That basically just has my cover image, and then if you scroll down a little more on the page, you'll see where the setup I have has some books listed, and then you can view all of those as well. Then I have a review section, and then I included a collections tab. So I have a collection for all. Then I have a collection for just my colored pencils, and I also have a collection for digital downloads where people can purchase the books or the pages of the books, and they can print them on their own paper using their own printer at home. And I also have journals that I have included as well. Then I have a little quote: always remember you're worthy. Some more information about my company here. Quick links where I offer wholesale, the information regarding shipping, returns, if you have to contact us. You always want to include your privacy policy as well. And then up here, these are also just like quick links of everything we just talked about with the coloring books. And then of course, like I said, the colored pencils. Y'all know my shades of brown colored pencils, and they just got restocked. The pencil names are women's names like Diamond, Keisha, Toya, and Ebony. So yeah, so like I said, going to get you some. The link will be in the description. And then just the journals tab. And then I even put a page for authors, just in case anybody happens to go to my coloring book brand, but they're interested in creating their own coloring book. Then they can go to my personal website. And then I have the About Me page here as well. So these are just some of the pages that you may want to include on your author website if you decide to use Shopify to sell your books. So there you have it. Don't stress, but instead take breaks, celebrate your accomplishment, and build a brand to have more control over your book. Thank you so much for liking and sharing this video so that I know to keep putting out more content like this. And let me know if you'll be considering starting a brand by opening your Shopify store as a strategy to decrease the stress you may be having about your Amazon KDP business. Until next time, bye-bye.